Hi besties, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a 24-hour reading vlog, and not one of those where we're sitting down for 24 hours straight reading. Your girl can't do that. She tried it once, failed, then never going to try it again. So what we're going to do is, I do have a pile, like a big pile. I'm not reading them all, but I have a pile of books to choose from that I want to get to soon. So I thought we can just put a timer on, see how long we can read, and if I go do something else, pause the timer, then come back and read and replay the timer and go through it like that. I do have a couple of days with you guys. I have 3 or 4. I'm going to try and prioritise reading today and probably tomorrow, and then I'll just finish the rest off Monday and Tuesday. It is a weekend. It's ridiculous warm in the UK again. I am kind of sweltering in this long sleeved top, which I need to get out of. But let's just go through the books, you know? Should we just go through it? Let's go through it. I have my monthly fairy lit subscription, The Floating World, and this is a beautiful cover, honestly. It's stunning. And the actual... Do you want to see, like, the inside pages? Because if this is not spring, then I do not know what is. I don't know what this book is about. Should we read the synopsis? Ex-soldier Sun Ho lives in the underworld, a land of perpetual darkness, possessing just his name and sword. He comes across the score of a lifetime, a chest of coins for hunting down the girl who wields silver light. Ren is a spirited acrobat travelling with her family, but everything changes when they are attacked by a demon. Desperate Ren releases a blast of silver light and kills the monster, but cannot save her beloved uncle from grievous injury. There is more chapters, but we'll just leave it at that because that sounds really good. And I'm not obsessed with going into fantasies, well, going into books in general with the synopsis fresh on my mind. Like, I must have liked it at the time when I bought it, so obviously I must have liked the story plot. So we'll just, that's an option, you know. I've then recently gone shopping and I bought the Doll Makers. This has been on my Amazon like wish list for donkeys, and I don't remember when it came out, but it's out and about. And I was like, you're coming home with me. There was no questions asked. I do not know when it got released. But yeah, this is kind of Doll Makers, as the title would describe. And it's kind of got twists and turns. It's quite a thriller. A little bit of horror, but obviously fantasy. As you can tell, there is some person making dolls at the back. I am not going to read the synopsis here just because I do not want it to spoil anything for me, but I will put the picture up here with the synopsis if you would like to read it, because I do think this is a book I'll be going to on this weekend. But yeah, just screenshot it there. It sounds super duper creepy, and it does have pictures in here, and I've showed Dale and he says they are stunning, to say the least, and I'm not going to look at those because I do not want the story plot to be spoiled for me. So I'm just going to put it down. You know, put it down, move on to the next. I have Thornhead by T. Kingfisher. I have seen this everywhere. Obviously, if you're a book reader, you know who T. Kingfisher is. And I've never read any of his books, like whatsoever. Brandon Sanderson, T. Kingfisher, and Stephen King. I've not read any of those books, and they are authors that are well known in the society. They are huge, fantasy world galore, like kind of impressive, and I really want to get into it, but because of my TBR is so huge and I'm in the middle of so many series, I don't really want to start anymore. So that's why I'm not starting the Brandon Sanderson Cosmere, because yes, I've done my research, yes, I know what order to read it in, but no, I'm not starting it yes because of how huge it is. I do have a couple of his books where my duck is there. I think I've got 3 or 4. I have started the collection. They are not the books you start off with. Like, you need the Mistborn trilogy. I don't have any of those books. They're just kind of like random ones, and I don't know how I came across them. I've just got a couple of random ones. And I have been hunting this book down for such a long time, and because it's not properly on the inside of my brain, like at my forefront, whatever that point is called, I keep forgetting about it. So I saw it in Waterstones and I was like, obviously I'm going to get it. It's a tiny book, so this will be really nice to get into. Like, honestly, it's under 120 pages, which is just kind of mind-blowing. On the front it says there's a princess trapped in a tower, this isn't her story. So have you heard this concept where they go into the human realm and like kidnap children, and sometimes they leave something in their wake, like a bone or like a couple of leaves or something. Anyway, they don't do anything with this one, and they kidnap a little girl when she was a child and called her, is it Toadling? Yeah, call her Toadling, and she grows up in the Feyland. And I think in the story plot of this book is the Fae asked Toadling to do them a favour, and is it to kidnap a child or to return? So return to the human world and offer a blessing of protection to a newborn child. Simple, right? If only. And then it goes into more of the depth of what's going on. I'm obviously not going to read it, but again, I'll put the synopsis up here in case you would like to read this book. I'm really excited to go into this book just because I believe it's a standalone novel, so it's not reading this before any of the rest of it won't make that much of a difference. Tell me if it's not. I mean, it doesn't matter because once this video goes live, I would have already probably read this book anyway, so too late now, but still tell me just so I know for future reference, or anyone else knows, or I can then go read this book and then actually start from the beginning. Please and thank you. But yeah, I'm really excited for this. Like, it was £9. It's crazy how, say for example, a book like this can be £9, like thick, and then a book like this can be £9. Like, honestly, wild. Really, really strange. So that's probably going to be a definite read for this weekend. I do have The Rebel Witch. So this is the second book in the Rebel Witch. Is it a duology? I believe it's a duology. Really, really unsure. I read this book, the first one, when I was in Corfu on holiday last year, and I wasn't obsessed. It was good, but I do believe it was a little bit overhyped than my opinion on it. Basically, it's about witch hunters. So witches are illegal, not allowed, and if you're a witch and you want to use powers, it's like a sacrifice. You have to like use blood, cut yourself and use blood. So but when a witch cuts himself, rather than just a normal white, like a scar, you have like this delicate like floral pattern. It's white, and doesn't matter what skin colour you are, it's pure white, so it's kind of obvious if you're a witch. And the prince is a witch hunter. He's quite famous. He has captured a gazillion witches. And our main girl, she is a normal girl. She's a normal girl. Like, she has no scarring on her body whatsoever, so that no one suspects anything about her. But the thing is, the twist on the first, I mean the whole story plot in general, is the main girl is not a normal girl. She is a very famous witch. She saves gazillions of witches from the witch hunter, and the only reason that she does not have any scars on her body is because she uses, gross, but she uses her period blood, and I think it's her friend's period blood as well. So she sacrifices, well, not really sacrifices, but she uses blood in that aspect to do witchcraftery and stuff. But when you do a spell, a power, like a little illustration kind of lingers where they've done the spell, and hers is a moth. That's why the first one's called The Crimson Moth. How did I forget that? Yeah, the ending was kind of wild. Like, you sat there thinking, what have I just read? So I'm excited to get onto this. It's been out donkeys. It hasn't been out that long, actually. It's been out a couple of months. But yeah, I still have not read this, and I would like to get down to this. But it's a bit of a large-ish book. And the first one I did annotate, and I'm not entirely in an annotating mood. I have recently read Killjoy by Holly Jackson, and I'm kind of really loving it. So I read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder donkeys ago, and then I realised there was a 0.5 book, which is Killjoy, and I read that last weekend, and now I'm back into the world. My brain is kind of thinking, oh my god, I'm so excited, I want to get back into it. So I'm thinking I can get into this book. It's a special edition, so obviously I'm not going to annotate it. I got this off of the TikTok shop. I mean, I've got all of them from the TikTok shop. And I'm really, really excited to get back into it. So this is, again, probably a book I'm going to read. It's a decent-ish size of a book. It's just over 400 pages. If you don't know what A Good Girl's Guide to Murder is, like the whole series, it's basically about a girl from school has to do her thesis in school, and she needs to choose a topic. And there was like a murder, a death, like in their little village, and everybody thought it was a done deal. Like, the boyfriend did it, like ticked off the list. It's always the boyfriend in it. And then so she investigated that because she's like, I don't think that's true. And it turns out she's correct, and it goes into her thought process, in the process of the police, like the opinions and like who done it type of thing, and it was really, really good. The Killjoy, which is 0.5, is a murder mystery party, so no one actually dies, but it's a YA. You go into this murder mystery party, everybody has like a person they need to dress up with, so they cannot go out of character. And it's really cool seeing the people think through their characters. Like, you kind of thinking, oh, if it was me, I'd be thinking this, but actually, no, I'm not me, I'm Samantha. Samantha thinks this, and Samantha acts like this, and it's really cool going through that. And it's nice seeing how Pips, the main girls, point of view develops in the murder, but obviously the 0.5 there's no murder, it's just a game. Then the first book's a murder, and this one I do not know what it's about, so I'm very excited to get back into this world, and then we'll just see. We'll just see, you know, we'll just see. I also want to do my nails this weekend because if you haven't noticed, there's like 5 different colours on them. These 2 are the testers, so these 2 are the ones I'm actually going to do. These ones are fixed. I did the bathroom recently, so all my nails fell off and they were all awful. So the ones where it's like plain, like these 3, are fixed. These ones are the old colours, which I need to come off. It was kind of like a unicorn colour, like a purpley blue. So I need to redo them. So I'm either going to listen to an audiobook or I'm going to read a book. The audible book I am listening to, I've completely forgotten the name of. So bear me a second, let me just log on to my computer and get it up. It's quite twisted. I mean, I love reading my twisted books. It's the books where you kind of leave thinking, what on earth have I just read? Well, listen to, they're the best ones. So this one's called I Will Break You. It's called Pen Pals Duet. And so far, I'm just like, wow. Wow. So the synopsis is, pray. I see dead people and not just the men I murdered. I'm in danger of being committed because I can't tell what's real from my hallucinations. Everyone thinks I'm crazy when the serial killer I jilted starts haunting my house. He assassinates any man who shows any interest in me, leaving their body parts under my pillow. During the day, During the day, his gaslighting destroys my peace of mind, but at night he invades my nightmares and makes me crave him. Predator. She ghosted me at the altar, now I'm aching for revenge. I want to break her piece by delicious piece, revel in her terror, bathe in her screams, make her moan my name. Someone from my past wants her decapitated or dead, so it's up to me to protect her from the shadows. Someone from her past wants her decapitated or dead, so it's up to me to protect her from the shadows. She belongs to me and no one else, body, mind and soul. If I don't take out her enemies, I lose more than just my beautiful obsession. Do I need to say anything else? Yes, I am mentally twisted. We kind of all know that. If you're new here, hi. So that is my ridiculous long intro. Hope you haven't left and got bored. Excited, so many books we can get through. I'm kind of falling behind. Yeah, enjoy.
Start keeping it.
bit later on in the day, a lot later on in the day. I am taking so long to read this book, honestly. I don't know, I'm enjoying it. I don't know whether it's that much information that my brain's just slowed down tenfold. I am on page 69, funnily enough, and intrigued, not obsessed, but intrigued. Basically, it's currently about a doll maker, and it goes through her life and what happens. There has been like this thing called a blight, and from the aspects of it, it's kind of like spiders. That's the blight, that's the creature that comes and kills people. It's not spiders because they don't call them spiders. I actually can't remember what they call them, and I've been reading this book for hours. It's called the shod. Okay, so yeah, but it's kind of the same thing anyway. So those creatures things are called the shod, and I am petrified of spiders, like honestly so scared. So this is going to be like quite a fun read to go through. I mean, I like tormenting myself and all that, but spiders is on another level, well and truly. So it goes into detail of her upbringing, and then some like historical information on the blight and those creatures. And when you are wanting to be a doll maker, there's two types. There's one where you become a guard, where obviously your dolls become warriors, and then there's another one where you create like pretty dolls for children to play with, or dolls where can be like kind of like a servant to posh families to help them cook the food, or to help him with the chores or heavy lifting and things like that. Our main girl, I think it's pronounced Sheen. And Rick, because it's not Sean because it's a girl, but it could be Sheen. That's how I'm saying it in my head anyway. Sheen has been brought up to be a doll maker, and you have to like apply for a license, and the person who does the license kind of goes through all these questions, looks at the dolls you've created, and gives you a license with which one. Like, you do not get to choose, this person gets to choose for you. She's not happy with the results, so then she kind of goes on an adventure to try and like figure out what to do. The only thing that I'm not vibing with well and truly is she's insanely arrogant, and she doesn't think things through, and she's very clumsy. Well, not really clumsy, she's very destructive, and she just thinks very childlike, and she's not like a child, she's like a young adult. And it's really frustrating to go through. Like, she's just being cruel to all of the elders, and it's just not nice. It's just currently not nice, and I just want to ahead real quick and then move on with my life. It's the next day. It's so much later on in the day. It's actually 6 o'clock at night. You wouldn't think that with how bright it is, but I didn't want to come on today because I just thought it'd take me all day to finish this book. But I've just finished it, and I have a couple of thoughts and opinions to go through it. I did record the same clip last night 3 times, and my English just wasn't Englishing. And I kept trying to make it work, and it just kept not working. So I'm gonna rewatch the footage when I obviously edit this video, and if I upload something, I upload something and hope it makes sense. If I don't, this is your first update from me. We'll see how that goes, because honestly it wasn't even that late. I was just so tired that my brain, it just wasn't working. It wasn't working whatsoever. So I still need to finish my other hand. So I've just finished the doll makers, and I don't know where to start, but I've just literally this second realised it's being quoted, like read and reviewed by Brandon Sanderson. An engaging new voice with excellent world building, and I'm not gonna lie, I have to agree. I think the story plot of this is top tier. I think the only thing that really brought it down for me, that just wanted me to just put the book down and just leave it alone, like no more, is the fact that the main girl paddies, like actually like paddies when someone says no to her. And I really didn't mellow with that whatsoever. It really stressed me out. It made me quite uncomfortable. She gave me the ick. Throughout the book you did see like progression in her character, which kind of made it more acceptable, therefore that's why I finished it, and therefore that's why I quite enjoyed it. It's just the start of it all. I think basically no one had ever said no to her. I think her master who brought her up was like, yeah, let's go for it, yeah, let's try it out, and never said no. So when the first time she said no, well, someone said no to her, it wasn't acceptable. And then more people down the line were saying no, and then you just kind of just saw her bring out the worst of her personality, and that was being shown more the further you went on in the book. And then things started to change, and then her opinion changed, therefore her personality changed, and she became a likeable character towards the end. But yeah, overall, do recommend. It's got just shy of 400 pages in there, so it's not a massive book, but I am currently on, I think it was 16.5 hours left of this reading vlog, so it took me quite a long time to read through this, and usually it wouldn't take me that long to read through a book of this size. But I enjoyed it, to say the least. I really enjoyed it. It was a fun experience, and I kind of feel happy now that I finished it. Like I'm happy with that story. It settled well with my insides. Like, I'm quite content. I finished it and I was like, that was a good book. Not superb, but that was a good book. So 3 or 4 stars, undecided. I'm gonna think on it because I'm a little bit confused myself. With how long that book took me to read, I do not fancy reading a really thick one, so I'm just going to go into Thornhedge by T. Kingfisher and go into this. Again, I'm not going to read the synopsis right now because I feel like with how short this is, I need to go into this blind. We'll have a look, we'll see where this goes. I can't imagine this taking me too long. I think maybe 2 or 3 hours, to say the least. And then I'll go on to my next one. I do have plans tonight, so I won't be able to read for the whole night, so I will end up like pausing this video, pausing my timer, and then resuming probably tomorrow. Yeah, we'll catch up soon. We'll catch up soon. I have nothing else to say. Speak soon. Like 2 weeks since I last spoke to you guys. It's not been a fun time of my life. It's just been a lot going on. I had my wisdom tooth removed 2 weeks ago, and the swelling and the bruising has only just gone down, so that's why there's been no videos, and I do apologise. It was the last minute thing. I went to the dentist on a Monday. They said it's infected. They said it needs like urgently be removed, and then I was booked in on the Thursday to get it removed. And yeah, because of that I wasn't able to upload any videos for 2 weeks, so I do apologise, but I am back to continue this vlog. I've had to rewatch all the footage because I didn't know where I was. I had not a damn clue what I'd read. I have not read a single book in the past 2 weeks, which is just really bad. And I think it kind of shows where my mental space has been recently. Life has been hard. Life has been hard. Like, throwing you down the stairs hard. I'm here, I'm reading it. Hello, how are you guys? I hope you are well. I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. That last footage that you guys saw, I started reading Thornhedge and I did finish it. It's a tiny, tiny book and it was really, really fun. This was 2 weeks ago, so I will try my hardest to remember exactly the details of it. But do you know the story of Aurora, like the Sleeping Beauty tail, like pinpricked by the, is it called a spindle? Yes. Where she was asleep in the tall castle and like a knight tried, like shining armour, tried to rescue her and stuff like that. Well, on the back, on the front, yeah, on the front it says, there's a princess trapped in a tower and this isn't her story. So basically this tower where the princess is in the middle of, she's a, what are they called? What are they called? Oh my god. Something Ling? What's it called when the fae swap their affair with a human? It's a Summit Ling, isn't it? Changeling. Right, so she's a changeling who's in the castle and she's asleep. And there's like this fairy human creature and she's called Toadling, and she has the magic powers to like look after this princess, to make sure nobody gets in or out, to make sure if anyone tries to get in, she stops it, she makes sure that all of the nature stuff is going on. She's called a toadling because she can change into a toad, so she can look part of nature and like blend in, and it's really cute looking at that. It goes in depth of how she became a toadling, and then how the princess became trapped in the tower, and then obviously what happens when she gets out of the tower. But it's like a process of her being alive for hundreds upon thousands of years, seeing how civilization has changed over those years, and the process of life just completely changing, like how the road is, like what people wear. And then how people speak was actually something that I found quite fascinating to go through. There was like no romance in this book whatsoever, but the world building, with how small this book is, T. Fisher has done an amazing job at this. And it was such a nice read. Like, I'm reading it and I'm thinking, this is actually quite pleasant. Like, it's an adult book, but there's no smut, there's no sex, and obviously I read a lot of those and I like a lot of those, but it was quite nice reading something in depth where none of that was there. And it was quite a pleasant read. It was tiny, 120 something pages. So that's the last book I read 2 weeks ago. So I'm now wanting to move on to another book. I've decided to read The Rebel Witch. I do have a bookmark in there, but it's on page 1. Like, I haven't read anything. I feel like because this is only a duology and how behind in my series I am at completing them, I think it's a bit of a no-brainer to go in and to finish this book. It's a little bit chunky. And I did annotate the first one, but I'm not in an annotating mood, so I think I'm just going to go in it and just read it like a normal book. The writing's big, and how the first book left off, wowee, I need to find out what's going on, because that ending was just, I've heard some really good things about this, like immensely. With it being a duology, there's a lot going on there, because it needs to continue how it ended, which shit hit the fan, and then it needs to like complete this massive world conundrum of hunters and witches, because what's going to happen, and I'm very much intrigued. So yeah, that's the next book I'm going to read. And then I am also thinking, and this is not on my TBR list for the video, but I really want to read The Language of Dragons, like immensely read The Language of Dragons. So this is a fairy lit book and it's very, very special. The hardback is just, I can't cope. It's a dragon and it wraps all the way around it, and I just think it's so special. It's like immensely so pretty, and yeah, I'm very much excited about this. I've heard so much good things. This is basically Fourth Wing, but make it more academic. Kind of Language of Dragons, Fourth Wing kind of had a baby and it created this. Like a massive world war going on in this book, and our main girl's family like specialises in languages, like communication skills, and it's quite important because she helps out like majorly in this department. She has lots of tutors and she just basically trains and gets taught and investigate all these different languages, just because there's different languages like they are in the world anyway nowadays. But she knows more than the average person would know, and because she's so young it comes across like a massive accomplishment, as it would be. And stuff happens with her family, not so much good stuff, there's rebellions in there, and then she goes to like this academic building to like other debt per se, and it helps out the languages they speak in with the dragons, because there's a dragon queen and there's a normal queen, and they made a pact where they are not friends, and it's kind of like they've been a spy, and I'm quite excited about that because I like spy books, and these are young. I'd probably say a little bit younger than me, so again, quite fun. Like I'm quite excited for it. Chunkiest book. Yeah, I think I haven't even told you what time I'm on. So it took me 8 hours to read Dollmakers, and I really enjoyed that, like immensely enjoyed that. But it was a slow read just because of how big the world building was. And then with Thornhead, it took me 2 hours to read this one. So I'm roughly halfway through this 24-hour reading vlog. So we might be able to finish these 2 books. We shall see. I'll give you an update. I do want to go do my jigsaw at some point. Maybe. I'm also going on a spring nature walk tomorrow. So I'll bring you along. We'll see some nature, some pretty little flowers and things. And then we'll probably have an update later on in the day. I'm excited! Yay! A little bit of an update for you guys. I have read nearly halfway through. I've been in this spot for honestly hours, like actually hours. I didn't realise how much I missed Gideon. Like Gideon and Rune's relationship is kind of like my go-to romance. I mean, take that with a pinch of salt, obviously, because I don't want like my partner to hunt me and to actually like hold a gun to my head and stuff. Like, I like a bit of darkness, but that's just a little bit too much of my liking. The one thing I love about them two is their banter. Like, the banter is so real and they're so brutal with each other that I kind of relate. And just, my mum always says to me she doesn't understand how me and Dale work because we're quite brutally honest with each other. Like, we are funny, but like the dark humour side of it all, and this is exactly what they're like, and I am just eating it up, like honestly eating it up. I'm near the 11-hour mark, so I do have a while to go, but my plan is to maybe finish this book. Currently on page 177, and I do have a while to go. We've got to this stage now where they're kind of like starting to admit to themselves that they actually have feelings, because before then they were just kind of like, they're the worst person ever, I don't like them, and then the little voice in their head was like, actually you do, and she's like, no I don't. But I feel like now they're agreeing with that little voice in their head, so now they're understanding that actually we kind of have something going on in our heart here for this certain character, and I'm vibing with them. I'm vibing with them. Just going through, it's kind of like, I kind of know where it's going to go. It's not like it's going to be a surprise. Like, she's setting the story up so well that I can see where it's leading to. And as bad as it sounds, I hope it doesn't go that way, because I kind of want to be surprised. We shall see. Loving it so far, eating it up, got a while to go. Speak soon. So cute. I'm starting to blush, loving it.
That is starting to have big up to pounds on the dress when I can get the dress that's just a little bit.
Finished Rebel Witch, and I really enjoyed this. I liked the first one, which I believe I read last year, I think, but I enjoyed this so much more. It wasn't a 5-star feeling for me. There was just, the predictability was still there, but overall the dynamic between Rune and Gideon was so interesting. Like, I ate this book up. I really enjoyed the whole experience. It was so fun. It was so fun. And I stand by that statement that I suggested and today. Them two, Gideon is, well, he is better, and I stand by that decision. True and true. Okay, so what can I tell you about this book that doesn't ruin the plot? That's the question I'm asking myself. Rune is a masked vigilante per se, where she's a witch herself, and she like rescues, hides, protects her fellow witches, because obviously the main guy, he's a witch hunter, and everybody in that like town and village hate witches, and if a witch is discovered, she will be murdered. She will, but how they do it is, it's kind of gross. They hang them upside down and drain them, which is kind of gross. But anyway, she kind of loses herself, like loses how she thinks about herself, how she thinks like all the propaganda and stuff. She kind of loses herself because of everything she's been through, and it's not nice per se, but it was interesting to see the different side of her, because in the first book she was so confident in her opinion and in herself and in her talent, but this one she questions it and she loses hope. And it's interesting to see the dynamics between herself, how she thinks about herself, and then how like Gideon comes in and helps her through that. And it's quite sweet. Like, it's really sweet. the author's done such a good job with this yearning, because throughout these 2 books, this duology, it's just continued. But I feel like the way she's written this book doesn't make it feel like the rest of them, because the rest of these books that are in this like romantasy, they kind of every now and then start feeling the same, and this could have gone in that direction, but it didn't, and it was quite refreshing. Like the story plot, I mean, yeah, it was alright, very predictable. So what I thought of yesterday is what happened, which is a little bit annoying because I wish I didn't like foresee it. That being said though, it was still a fun experience. I was completely eating this book up, and I read it straight. I read it in one sitting, in the same chair, in that corner, with a couple of drinks, couple of snacks, just reading this straight, like no breaks. I said I was going to play games. That didn't happen. I just continued to read this book, and I really, really enjoyed it. The first book I actually read when I was in Corfu on the beach, so that kind of had nice memories, but it took me a couple of days to read that one. This one sitting, one goddamn sitting, and I'm just love it. 4-star. Didn't have that 5-star feeling, but because of the plot, I think it's because I saw the plot come in, and that's kind of just booed it a little bit for me. Just the ending, it could have been better. But yeah, really, really enjoyed this. Oh my god, this 24-hour vlog, I'm smashing. It's taken me 3 weeks to do this 24-hour vlog. Which is hilarious. But I think I am near the 14-hour mark, or just past the 14-hour mark. I'll put a timestamp up here because I just don't know where I'm at. So I do have 10 hours. So I am thinking of reading A Language of Dragons, and I'm just so excited to read it. I do not know how long this is going to take me. The writing is a little bit smaller than Rebel Witch, but I'm looking forward to it either way. I do have it on my Kindle, so I'm probably willing at reading on that, just because I read a lot quicker on my Kindle, and you can read it in bed and it's just more comfortable. And I don't want to ruin the special edition because of my greasy fingers. I'm going to read this today. I will catch up with you later today, like roughly when I'm halfway through, to give my thoughts and opinions. I'm thinking tomorrow, probably not tonight, because I am shattered. As you guys would have seen, I went on a walk. It was a lovely, lovely hike. It took 2.5 hours. Like, I am honestly so tired, and I'm so looking forward to just kind of scrubbing all of it away and just being fresh again. But I'm doing some painting soon, so I might a journal update tomorrow. I'm tired. Brain's not braining right now. The words aren't wording. We shall see how this goes, and I will speak to you later. It's a little bit later on in the day, and I have a bit of an update for you guys. Just a little bit, just quite a big one, quite a big one. I am nearly halfway through A Language of Dragons, and like, it's insanely late. You would not think it's so late of how light it is, but it's quite late. Like, I should be getting ready for bed. But that being said, I am eating this book up, well and truly. Oh my god, it is so good. It has basically everything I ever need in book form right here. Right, this one right here is everything you and I both need. The one thing that I struggled with at the start was that our main girl Vivian, her personality isn't the best at the start. A little bit full of herself, but it isn't that bad because obviously I was able to continue reading it. And normally when they have like an ego where it's like, I'm better than you, I cannot read that. Like, it just winds me the hell up, and I just have to put the book down. Like, I honestly can't deal with that stuff. So, but this one's not like that. This one, she changes, and you like kind of go through the emotions with her for her to change, so you kind of understand it a little bit more. But anyway, her parents get arrested, and she believes they get wrongfully accused. So she basically tries to do something about it, and she starts a war. Unintentionally, may I add, she starts a war without even realising what she's doing. And I really liked that scene. It was actually quite interesting because she didn't know. She just thought it was for the best. Because of that, she then gets whisked away to this like secret teaching society / building school. And so do a group of other children as well. I say children. Actually, how old are they? I think they're like late teens, early 20s. I think. Anyway, so she has, well, they all have to basically do some coding, like uncoding, and figure stuff out. There is like betrayal, there is a little bit of like romance, not massive, it's like a subplot, but it's there. It's kind of like sprinkle in the distance to be like, hi, Cooey, I'm here, don't forget about me. But it's not in your face. The mystery and the what's going to happen. So basically the fantasy is the main plot, and I'd probably say like the romance is the like third plot. It's not in your face, it's quite cute and behind the scenes, which I'm really liking, because it's not shoving it down your throat. It's just a little bit of a sprinkle, a little bit of ice on top of the cake, should you say. And I'm really enjoying it. I really am. So I'm going to continue reading this tonight. I'm probably not going to speak to you guys now, probably until tomorrow. And my aim is, I've not told you what page I'm on. I'm on page 224. So I am nearly halfway. On my timer, I believe I've got like 6.5 hours left. I am eating this book up, so I am taking very little time to consume it, because it's just really fun and I'm really enjoying it. And I also believe, like, because of the hype of Rebel Witch, I'm kind of on a high, I'm on a book high, so I'm just consuming this because it's also really good. But anyway, I am dawdling so much. I'll talk to you later today, tomorrow. I'll talk to you later tomorrow. God, I am so tired. Goodbye, guys. To now close this video up, I have finished my 24-hour reading vlog that's taken over nearly 3 weeks to record, and within the 4.5 books I've read, I have finished 1,465 pages. I've just calculated before I recorded this video. As you saw earlier, I finished up my 24-hour vlog in the middle of The Wind of the Willows, and I was just not feeling that book. It is such a shame, but we'll get to that in a minute. I just want to like have a little bit of an update with the books I've been through. A little bit like a rating session per se. I started this vlog off with The Dollmakers, and this was a really slow book to start off with, and it probably wasn't the best choice of this just because of how big the world was, and it was a massive story plot, like thick plot written, and the romance is like subplot, multiple subplots away from the main plot. But it was really good actually. It was nice with how the author twisted the personalities, so it shows you different depths of her upbringing. So then you started to hate her, and then you liked her, and then you kind of understood her, and then you related to her. You just had multiple emotions throughout the whole book, and it was nice seeing that, because it was more human than a lot of authors out there, and it was quite cute. I liked it. It was definitely worth the read. Creepy. The spiders in there, and I do not like spiders. Like that is my biggest fear, spiders. But I kind of like the creepiness of this. Definitely recommend. Still undecided if it's 4 or 5 star. I feel like it was 4-star read for me, because there were just a couple of things that I was like, meh. Like I didn't really like the character at the start, but that's the first one. I then moved on to Thorn Hedge by T. Kingfisher, and I really enjoyed this one. Again, not a 5-star read for me, but it is a 4-star. This is my first T. Kingfisher book at all, and this one is a novel, a standalone, so you can read it, you don't need a backstory behind it. And it was just, with how small it was perfection. Like you didn't need to know anything else, just what this book is. That is all you need to know, and I really enjoyed that. It was really nice. So yeah, I definitely recommend looking into this if you want in a world that's got plot there, but obviously with how small it is, it can't dive into the plot. It's a nice amount of plot, nice amount of mystery, a little bit of love and romance in there. Honestly, really like this. Interesting fact though, I mean, you guys might already know this, but I'm surprised I didn't already know this. I thought T. Kingfisher was a guy. Like, I was adamant it was a guy, and I've been calling him a guy for as long as possible. Turns out this is just her, like, stage name. Her actual name is Ursula, and I did not know that. I have been tagging T. Kingfisher with Stephen King and Brandon Sanderson, and I've been, like, kind of plotting those 3 men together but she is not a man, and I am really surprised I didn't know that. Anyway, I now know that, and if you didn't, you now know that too. I then went on to The Rebel Witch, and I am in love with this book. I enjoyed this one so much more than the first one. The yearning, the romance, Gideon, everything is just 100%. And in this book it's more real because you go through motions with Rune more than you do in the first one. I've already gone through this, I'm obviously not going to go into it in much detail, but it was just really, really sweet seeing how everything changed. A little bit sad that the world is now finished, but I mean, I'm happy with how this went. I really, really am. And yeah, I really enjoyed this. Like, really, really enjoyed this. I then went on to A Language of Dragons, and again, I really, really enjoyed this one. I think I rated this 5-star with how much I actually enjoyed this book. It was academic, there was romance there, dragons, obviously we all love dragons. And it was just, yeah, again, you see her develop as a character. There's trauma in there, like the ending of this book, oh my god, what on earth happened? It was kind of insane. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed this book, and I will recommend it to everybody out there to read this book. Please and thank you. And then the last book I went on to, which you guys have recently seen, is The Wind of the Willows. I really didn't like this book. I am trying to get into cozy books because I love cozy movies. Like, honestly, cozy movies are my go-to. But books, I'm struggling so much because there's not that much fantasy, there's not that much like on edge, there's not that much at risk in fantasy books, well, sorry, cozy fantasy books. And I've got to page 42 and I'm going to take this bookmark out and I'm going to give this to my friend's daughter because I really wanted this to work, because I've seen the special editions of this book where it's just really, really pretty. The story plot is there for me, it's just too calming. So far it's just going into the fact that there's these animals who are living underground near a river, and they go through each other's lifestyles of how it is meeting new creatures, meeting new animals, different lifestyles, different rivers. It's just really cute and cozy, and it's just not for me. It's just not for me. I tried, I really did, I tried, but I've had this a while, and now at least I can say I just didn't want to read it. That being said though, I have read 4 amazing books. That one, a bit of a shame at the end, but in this video I've read some really good books, and a couple of those I've been wanting to read for such a long time. Like, such a long time. To be fair, they're all new. Like, they haven't been on my bookshelves for a very long time, and a couple of these have been on there for like years. All those I've bought within the last few months. But on a serious note, let me know if you guys have read any of these. I feel like I went for a theme, like dark blue purple. Yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions, please. I had a lot of fun doing this vlog, and I love how when I look into the light you cannot see my eyeballs because of the window, so I'm trying to like position my face like this. But I had such a lot of fun doing this. I just want to apologise that I haven't been up and uploading and stuff. We've had a lot going on, and obviously I couldn't speak, and it was just a time to be alive. So I'm back now, hopefully, touch wood, nothing's gonna go wrong now, so I can upload and I can get back into my physical reading, because that's what takes priority now, not my Kindle reads. Note to self. This is a note to self situation right here, right here. But yeah guys, loves and kisses. I will see you in next week's video. Bye guys. Sheen is... I'm not making any sense of my English. Also going on a winter, it's not winter. Welcome. In Girl Sheen and not saw, oh my god. Oh, get me to bed.